Hello, friends. Happy Sunday. Janet here. Super excited to be hanging out with you this evening on our Sunday segment. We're going to be talking today about 3 awesome tips for you to have an awesome live booking game for your direct sales business. So, if this is your first time here, make sure to comment below. Let me know where you're tuning in from. If you've ever seen my trainings in the past, also let me know what was your favorite one. What did you like about that training? Let me know in the comments. So just to let you guys know, also, I don't just train for direct sellers. I train for network marketers and small business owners as well, because I'm all three. I have experience in all three of these departments, and I've grown successful businesses in all three of these departments. So a lot of these tips that you're going to be learning today, if you're in network marketing or if you're in small business, take a listen, right? Take a listen. Maybe in your particular business, you don't need to book parties for success, and that's okay. But I want you to take a listen to some of the tips that we're going to be providing here, because these 3 tips are going to help you grow your live presence a little bit better. And it's also not only going to help the direct sellers have more successful live booking games, but it's also going to help everyone else in business have more success when it comes to bringing people in to their live game. Okay. And it also is going to be the sum of it's going to be the success of your live video in general. So let's talk about these 3 tips really quickly. Make sure to comment below, #live, #replay. If it's the first time that you're tuning in, let me know in the comments. Super excited to hang out with you guys. So let's go ahead and dig into this. This is going to be a very short 15-minute training on how to have an awesome live booking game, or even an awesome result in your live video stream. So first, let's start with the first tip. Okay, tip number 1, and I have my notes here. Okay, got my notes here next to me. Number 1 is make sure people know about your live. Okay, if you're doing a booking game, make sure that people know about your live video. A lot of people, when they listen to that the first time, right, they don't really think about it, because they think, okay, well, I made a post and no one commented on the post. That means this doesn't work, right? But that's not necessarily the case. Okay, I want you to think about this a little bit more in a deeper way of thinking. When it comes to your live game, you have to understand, whether you're in a party, whether you're on Facebook, whether you're on Instagram, doesn't matter, on TikTok, you got to understand, if people don't know about your live and you expect them to see that one post that you posted about it, then you got to restructure the way that you are posting in your group. You got to restructure the way that you are letting people know about your live if people are not showing up to it. Here's why. We all know that, and you guys can tell me in the comments, how many times have we come across something on Facebook? Maybe it's something to help us grow our business. Maybe it's something that we want to attend, some sort of an event or a webinar that we're really excited to attend to in the future. We sign up for it, but then when we don't get the reminders for it, or enough reminders for it, what happens? We forget. Why do you think that is? Because we are busy. Okay, you gotta give your guests, your people that you want to show up to your live, you got to give them a chance. All right. And think about, okay, it's Sunday night. There's probably not going to be a lot of people on right now, because of what reason? Maybe I didn't talk about it enough. Maybe I didn't give enough reminders, right? Because people don't know what they don't know. So here's my biggest tip for you guys. For direct sellers specifically, you have to repeat yourself. Rinse, lather, repeat. Okay. There is retention where there is repetitiveness. Did I say that right? There is retention. There will be retention the more that you repeat yourself. There we go. Like for me specifically, I got to hear it multiple times for it to sink into my brain. Okay. So if you only put it on your welcome post and never again, they ain't going to show up on day 3 on your live. I'm going to break it to you. Okay. It's just not going to happen. However, if you put it in your welcome post, if you put it in your live intro, the very beginning of your event, before everything really kicks off and you actually talk about it, if you have your hostess post about it at a separate occasion, like a separate day, even if you remind people the morning of, if you have a 1-hour till post and even a 15-minute till post, and the next thing that you could do, if you go through and actually message the people who have opted in, to playing your game, whatever game that is, or if you've messaged people who have opted in to register for your event, right? And let them know, hey, friend, just wanted to pop in here to remind you, I know life gets busy. Can I count on you to show up tonight at 8 p.m. for the XYZ? That's it, right? If you do that, you're going to have so many more people participate in whatever the thing that you're doing is, especially if you're doing a live booking event. There is power in repetitiveness, and it may sound like a small thing, but it's huge. It's huge because, again, it takes time for people to retain that information. For me personally, if I don't hear it 3 or 4 times, I am so busy in my life with kids, my business. I have animals. I have a teenager who's being homeschooled right now. My daughter's birthday is in 2 weeks. If I have all these things going on. If I don't have something saying, coming up in my face and popping up on my phone saying, hey, this thing is starting tonight, then I just won't make it. I won't make it. Okay, so that's one very powerful tip here. Another tip that you could do to remind people is in your banner, if you're doing this in a Facebook group, attach a banner where they can just see it all the time, right? Put the banner, and then underneath the banner, put that most important thing that people need to know about this event. The most important thing is that they show up to the live event, right? Because that's the most important thing. So you got to be able to put it in multiple places. There's power in that. So that's number one. The number two, okay, in order to have a successful live event, live booking game, number two is structure out your live. Okay. A structured live is a more successful live. Okay. How do you do that? How do you structure out your live? So I'm just going to tell y'all a little secret. Some of y'all know this about me. Some of y'all don't. I am an introvert at heart. Okay. I'm not the social butterfly. Okay. As much as I would enjoy to be that, I am just not that person. If I don't know you, I'm not going to just come up to you and say, hi, my name's Janet. It's just not my personality. Unfortunately, but there's power in being introverts, right? Comment below if you're an introvert, comment below if you're an extrovert. Who's watching tonight? Where do you sit on that spectrum? Some people are introverted extroverts. Some people are a little extrovert, a little bit introvert. I would say maybe I'm a little bit of both, but I am mostly introvert. I like to keep to myself most of the time. That's just who I am. I do have friends, but not everybody is my friend, right? I'm really particular with like who I hang out with and who I bring to the house and who's around my kids. I'm just that way. I'm just not the social butterfly, right? Guess what? You don't have to be. You don't have to be the social butterfly. But with that, okay, with that, for me, I have an issue, and I use it not so much anymore because it's been a few years of me going live and talking to customers and training and all of that. I've done boot camps and all this. So I'm kind of a little bit more comfortable going live now. But there was a time where I needed everything kind of laid out for me. Otherwise, if I showed up to this live with nothing, there was going to be periods of time where I would just forget in the middle of my sentence. Can you guys relate to that? I would go live and just like forget what I was going to say, or I would freeze, or I would think, okay, nobody's commenting, which means nobody likes me. And that'd be like really dramatic about it, right? That was this girl. Okay. That was this girl. I would cut off my live early because like not enough people were watching. Like nobody likes me. What am I doing? Or I would just go live and then wait. I would do this number. Wait for people to hop on. And then if only 2 people hopped on, I would just like, oh, hi, we're just going to wait for more people. And then I'd do this for like 10 minutes and only 2 people would be on the whole time. And they would hop off because I wasn't talking. I mean, it was pretty rough on this end of the corner, but that's okay because guess what? We all start out that way. Okay. Nobody hops on here like internet expert, right? Doesn't matter if you're an extrovert, even there's always an awkwardness to just talking to the camera. So for me, what has helped me a lot and lots of other people is having some sort of a structure or some kind of guideline to help you kind of get through your live. So even now, right, I got notes because it helps me just kind of go with the flow, right? So there is a guide. It's called the Live Guide, and I'm going to try to attach it to the top of this video. If you don't see it, I'm sorry. I'm going to try to put it somewhere in the comments or above this video, but there should be a link there that's called Live Guide for Introverts. I created this resource for those of you that have trouble going live that will allow you to print this thing out and structure out what you want to get out of your live, right? What do you want to make sure, what key points, what bullet points you want to make sure you cover? That way, when you're going into your live, you're not like clueless, like, okay, how do I start this? Right? Like I was. So you'll have an intro, you'll have an outro, you'll have a moment where you can create that engagement at the very beginning of your video so that it helps rank up a little bit so more people can start seeing your content. And then you'll have a section there that covers the main message of your video, and then you have a thank and depart in there that reminds you, make sure you thank people for their time, right? There's just a certain structure that allows you to be a little bit more professional in your lives. You have an intro, you have an area where you create that engagement, your main bullet points of the whole point of your live. Then you have an outro and then a thank and depart. So that's basically how it's broken down. It's just laid out in a way that makes sense so that you can just write down your notes. So biggest tip is for you to have more successful lives, you have to make sure that you're not wasting a ton of time. And I know I say that, and a lot of people are like, well, Jenna, you're live for like 55 minutes all the time. But in all fairness, the reason I do that is because I like communicating back and forth with you people. Okay. So that's why my lives tend to run a little longer. But there's value in that too, right? Of course, when you're using your live guide, if things end up not completely on script, that's okay. You don't want your entire live to be scripted. You just want some kind of a guideline. Of course, if you have people hopping on and you're creating those relationships and you're building those bonds on your live and having some of that back and forth, of course you want to do that. That's the whole point of your live, right? You want people to show up, but then you also want to harness those relationships. So don't feel like, just because it's a 47-minute live that I did, it was supposed to be only 20 minutes. It doesn't need to be that cookie cutter, right? The whole point is to help you become a little more structured so that you can get to your main points and you don't freeze up on your live. Does that make sense? So that is the whole point of that guide. I'll make sure that's available for you guys. And then here's my last tip for you guys. Okay. This is going to be the shortest training I've ever done. I think I'm going to be really proud of myself, but here's the third bullet point here. And it's probably the most important one out of every tip that I will give you when it comes to going live and playing any kind of game, doing any kind of presentation. You got to have fun. Okay. You have to have fun, even if it's terrifying. I need you to find joy. I need you to find you're awesome. Okay. I need you to find it. It's up in here somewhere. All right. It's up in there and it's up in here. You need to find it. You need to harness it and you need to use it. Have fun, because the worst thing that you could do is just do this number, right? Where you're just like super stiff and then you're live and you're just kind of freaked out. You don't really know what to say or do. And then people are uncomfortable watching because you are super uncomfortable. And even though your first few lives may be not so smooth, that's okay. It is totally okay. You just want to make sure that you are 100% yourself and you are trying to have fun on your live, because when you're having fun, they're having fun. That's the way that I look at it, right? So I want you to just kind of think about that. And how do you have fun? If you're doing a live booking game, it's easy to have fun, right? You want to take whatever game that is and you want to just like level 3 that excitement. Okay. So instead of like you doing your little bingo cards, booking parties, or you're doing live trivia, I want you to enjoy your time. Okay. Talk about a couple tips that you could use in order to like really put that fun factor in there. Smile. Smiling always helps, even if you look a little goofy doing it. The goofier, the better. People like to laugh, right? So show your humor, show who you are. If that's part of who you are and you're funny, then do the thing, right? Just do the thing. If you are more of the serious type, that's okay. You can still smile and be friendly, right? I like to pretend that everyone's my best friend. That is how I overcome the introvert side of me when I do my lives, okay? Just being real. I like to pretend that I've known you guys forever, ever. Even when I do trainings in other people's groups and I'm like super nervous because I'm like, I don't know these people. Will they accept my weirdness? I don't know. It's fine because you're just being yourself. Okay. End of the day, you want to attract the right people. Not everyone. Not everybody's going to be your cup of tea. Some people are just going to be like, okay, not liking it. But there's going to be your people, right? They say you attract your vibe attracts your tribe. So true. So when you show up and you're introverted, but you're having a good time and you're just a friendly human and you're just genuinely having fun and vocalizing with people and giving away fun stuff, there's no harm in that, right? Because you're being your genuine self. And you're going to attract the people that are meant to be around you, that are meant to be part of your tribe. So I want you guys to remember that key. Okay. So, number one, make sure people know about the live. Number two, structure out your live. Use the live guide to your power. Okay. Who's used it before? Let me know in the comments. And then number three, have fun. Okay. Don't be so hard on yourself. Don't try to make it super perfect. It's never going to be perfect. It's never going to be perfect. Even me doing this live right now, it's not perfect because I went to the beach yesterday and I didn't wash my hair, and your girl should have washed her hair today. But guess what? I live in a world where I have children. And sometimes when you have children, you don't get the luxury of washing your hair whenever you want to. It just happens. So just show up as you are, my friend. Show up as you are. Show up with value, have fun, and make sure that you're just 100% yourself. All right, friends. Thank you guys for hopping on. I hope you guys found tonight's post valuable. Hashtag value in the comments if this training was valuable as well. Thank you guys. Enjoy your night. Happy Sunday.